Today's topic, the royal blood curse, signs of inbreeding in royal families. For centuries, kings and queens ruled by divine right. But behind the gold, behind the silk, behind the crown, there was a secret no one dared speak. A curse not cast by witches, but written in their very blood. This is the untold truth of inbreeding in royal families, where power stayed in the family, and so did the pain. Bloodline or lifeline? In the world of royalty, blood was everything. To preserve power, kingdoms arranged marriages not across nations, but across cousins. Why? Because outsiders were seen as threats. Foreign blood could mean foreign influence, so royal blood became sacred, unmixed, untouched, unchallenged. But what they didn't know or refused to believe was that genetics has a limit. And the price for centuries of inbreeding was horrifying. The House of Habsburg. Power, madness, and the Jaw One family ruled much of Europe, the Habsburgs. Spain. Austria, the Holy Roman Empire. But with power came deformity. They were known for a distinct look. A long, drooping face, a huge lower jaw, and jaws so misaligned some couldn't eat properly. Doctors called it the Habsburg jaw. But Charles II of Spain was the most tragic example. He was born weak, couldn't talk until age 4, couldn't walk until 8. He suffered seizures, hallucinations, infertility. Historians say he was more like a shadow than a king. He married twice, had no children, and died alone, his body riddled with illness. His parents were uncle and niece, his grandparents cousins, his family tree a circle. The royal disease, hemophilia. Then came Queen Victoria. She ruled the British Empire, but her legacy didn't just cross oceans, it crossed bloodlines. She was a carrier of hemophilia, a deadly disorder that stops blood from clotting. She unknowingly passed it to her children and grandchildren, who married into the royal houses of Germany, Russia, and Spain. Her descendants suffered slow, painful deaths from minor cuts. In Russia, her great-grandson, Alexei Romanov, was the heir to the throne. But one fall could mean death. A bruise could mean days of bleeding. His illness brought Rasputin to the palace, a mystic who claimed he could heal the boy. Some say Rasputin's influence helped to destroy the Romanovs altogether. So a disease passed from cousin to cousin, helped bring down an empire, be silent suffering, mental illness and miscarriages. There were other signs too, signs hidden in shadows. Stillbirths, miscarriages, infertility. Generations of queens who were blamed for failing to produce heirs. But was it really their fault? Or was it the curse of too much shared blood? In the Bavarian and Austrian courts, mental illness was common. Some royal children were hidden from the public, labeled unfit, locked away, forgotten. Short lives, early deaths. Many royals died young, from simple infections that should have been survivable. Why? Because their immune systems were weak. Their genetic diversity, almost non-existent. In Spain alone, 8 Habsburg kings reigned between 1516 and 1700. All had health issues. Only one had children that survived into adulthood. When the bloodline breaks. In 1700, Charles II of Spain died. With him, the Habsburg dynasty collapsed. No heir, no legacy, just a broken bloodline. It was the price of ignoring science in favor of pride. But today, many royal families have changed. Marrying outside noble blood, choosing love plants over lineage, because they've learned that true strength isn't in pure blood, but in diversity and resilience, in evolution. Finally, the royal blood curse wasn't cast by magic. It was built generation by fear. Fear of outsiders, fear of losing control. But in the end, it wasn't war that weakened the throne. It was what flowed within their own veins. This is Beyond Films, where the past is more than history, it's a warning.